Yes, we have video. On my left is Nick, the shop foreman for Porsche of Nashville. 20 years of experience. Nick has done all the work on my 2021 718 Cayman GT4 even before I actually picked it up from Porsche of Nashville. He is an expert. And on the right is the service advisor I work with from day one. That'd be Brother Blake. Blake is first class, just like Nick, just a different position. Okay, guys, if y'all will follow me for 1 second, don't walk off yet. Don't touch those buttons. Hold that gently. Let me get in. And it's still running. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, guys, if you notice, I have turned off auto start and I've got PDK Sport on. This is a PDK 7-speed automatic GT4. And as I said, this happens to be a 2021 model. Let me cover this before I try driving and holding this cell phone at the same time. What's on this car is the following. I had the SOL V1 version of the exhaust system. I just had Nick switch to the newest, latest SOL V2, version 2 of the SOL exhaust system with the SOL ceramic coated performance OAP. And I also have the SOL sound Symposer delete with it. And on top of that, I have the CARGRAPHICS valve controller. So that's what's on this car, to give you some background. By the way, my controller is working off of these buttons right here. Closed, open. I have the valves open continuously for this video. And if you can see right there, I think it's pretty good. In fact, it is clear. It has 8,150 miles for this video and 62.4 miles sitting at Porsche of Nashville, starting this video this time with the valves open. The previous video was with the valves closed. So here we go. And you guys can hopefully hear the difference if you listen to and watch both videos. Now I'm going to try to do something here. I'm going to let you hear this taking off. So let me see if I can hold this like this. Okay, remember, the valves are locked open. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. Valves open. This is what it sounds like inside the car. Oh, and by the way, with them locked open, the valves, you can hear this on deceleration doing the pops and burbles and all of that. You can hear that. It's not overwhelming, but you can doggone sure hear it, not like with stock exhaust. And if you notice where my RPM is, like 24, 2500, I'm in that range where the version 1 exhaust would be driving you out of this car. Even with the valves open, you virtually, actually, to my ears, don't hear the overwhelming drone resonance at that 2100 to 2900 RPM. And I'm kind of letting it shift easy. Now I'm driving with it in that range, and hopefully the video is going to be clear enough you can see the tachometer. And if you can tell I'm actually driving it in the range where it would be driving you out of your head. You'd be wanting to do something, put the windows down, do something to get it out of that RPM range. With this new V2, that is not even necessary, even with the valves locked open. And I apologize, but I'm trying to hold a cell phone doing this video while I'm driving, and I can assure you it might sound simple, but it's hard to hold it stationary to where that you can always see the RPM range, as you know, as it's in sport mode and it's shifting. The point I'm trying to make here is it is even livable with the valves locked open. The drone, the resonance, the boominess that you had with a V1 system, this just does not exist with the V2. And in my other video, which I'm not going to talk a lot about because this is with them open, but the other previous video I did with the valves closed, locked closed, I can tell you right now, it is unbelievable. I mean, when I say it's streetable in sport mode, hey, if you can't live with that, I'll just tell you, don't get aftermarket exhaust. Keep it stock. Okay, here we go. So you can see the RPM range, I hope. And I'm driving with it where like I keep saying, they would be driving you out of the car if you had the V1 version, not this V2. I am absolutely, positively, 110% totally satisfied, beyond satisfied. I cannot believe that their people, their engineering people at Soul Performance has made this kind of a change in just an improvement of exhaust. I mean, who in the world would believe it? And that's why I'm doing the lengthier videos for you all and trying to show you that I am actually driving in the range that would drive you nuts before, and now it, even in open valves, it doesn't make any difference what RPM you're in. So as you can tell, it looks like to me it's doing a pretty clear video. See, I'm driving it right there in that range for the drone resonance boominess with the previous V1, and even with the valves open, and I will shut up right after I say this, you don't hear any of that at all. I hope this video turns out clear as far as you've been able to see the tachometer, you know, and the range in it as I'm driving it, the previous video, it was a different time of day, and there was a tremendous amount of glare from the position of the sun in the winter time. This looks like, to me, from this side of the display, looking at my cell phone, it looks like this is pretty clear. And you can tell I'm just driving it. And I mean, I'm talking about just driving the stupid car. I'm not having to use shift paddles or manually use a shifter to get around any RPM or anything. I'm just driving the car. And I'm telling you, once again, even with open valves locked, it makes no difference. You could still live with it. By the way, where I'm located, I'm actually driving where our major mall is. So it's stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, heavy traffic. But anyway, the reason I took this route is so the doggone thing would be shifting up and down and up and down and up and down, so you can hear and see as I'm just driving it, what it sounds like, that it's not driving you crazy. By the way, as I said in that first video I did, I was going to have John Gatos actually ship me not only the V2 exhaust, but I was actually going to press him sending me the ceramic coated resonated OAP. John told me, don't do it, Terry. Don't do it. I'm telling you, you'll find out. You will not need it. You will not need them. If you put them on there, it will be beyond civil, but it's not going to be like what you want to hear. So don't do it. Drive the car after Nick puts the V2 on there. If you then even want it quieter, then I will go ahead and I'll ship you then the resonated ceramic coated OAP. But I'm telling you ahead of time, based on our multiple in-depth conversations, you definitely are not going to want that. Trying to keep it focused. And as I said, I am in a highly congested area here in, actually I'm in Cool Springs, where the big mall is. Cool Springs Galleria, leaving it, heading towards the house. Hearing the BMC performance filters. I also had Nick do that with the 2-year service, along with him installing the V2 exhaust. And now you can hear that that intake sound from it, where with the V1 the exhaust was well, I don't know, I mean, to me in layman's terms it was so loud in here that you didn't really hear that I guess you would say, what would that actually be called? Brain dead. Anyway, where you know you hear the intakes as the RPM goes up, you actually hear it making that sound. And then on downshifts, as it's downshifting, you hear it doing the same thing. So that's kind of cool. And like I said, with the valves open, locked open with the controller, you do get the pops, the burbles. I think that's what it's called, what you all refer to. Anyway, that's kind of cool. And it's pretty pronounced. Not overwhelming, but it's kind of cool. Not talking intentionally so you can just hear the car and see the RPM range that it's in. See if I can get away with something here. I'm going to let you hear it shift through the gears wide open. Let them get ahead of me. Okay, hopefully it'll stay focused. if you've been paying attention, you notice that what I haven't been doing that you had to do with the V1 version, I'm not taking off from stops at a pretty doggone good clip to get past that RPM range. I'm just driving it very normal. And you can tell, you should be able to hear, there just isn't any of that drone resonance boominess, period, no matter how I drive it. Even with the valves locked open. Intentionally trying to talk less so you can just hear the car. And you can see the RPM range and what gear it's in. And you notice you don't hear any of what we hate. So this V2 version, even with, once again, even though I'm actually running the ceramic coated performance OAP on this car, not the resonated, and even though I'm running them, this is totally livable, closed or open. But I cannot overemphasize, if they're closed, it is absolutely profound. I mean, it is awesome. I took my wife to work and picked her back up, and she got to hear the car with both examples, with it closed and then with it open, locked open. And she agrees with me. If you were doing a lot of driving like I've been doing right now, it might get a little annoying because of what you hear inside the cabin with them locked open. It might be a bit much, not because of drone boominess resonance at that RPM range, not because of that, just because of the feedback with the exhaust wide open versus with it being closed, because when you close it, it's dramatic. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's the real deal. Had to put the blinker on, almost to the residence. Guy walking his dog, so I'm going to move over to the other side of the street. And I am about to my residence where Terry lives, right there. Getting ready to pull in. this is where Terry lives. So let me get up here where the garage is. And Kathy's Golf R now has company once again with the GT4. Okay, let me think what else I should put in this video. Let me look at my watch. It's November the 29th, 2023. And let me just let you glance at this again. It looks really clear. 8,159 miles total, 71.5 miles in doing the driving testing with the V2 exhaust. That was with Blake, the shop foreman, driving it with Blake, my service advisor, riding in it with the V1 version of it, closed and open. Then after he installed the V2, did the second year service, the second year service on the car, then they went back out, warmed the car up, Nick driving again, Blake riding with him again with the version 2, same thing as the V1. Valves locked, closed, then locked, open. And their words to me before I actually drove the car, they said, "Terry, you made the wise choice. Now you can drive your car and enjoy it. You don't have to use the shift paddles. You don't have to use the shifter in manual mode. You now can actually just drive the car. Just put it in sport mode, lock out that auto start, and you are all set, especially if you use the CARGRAPHICS valve controller and close the valves for driving in the city, which is mainly what you're doing. It will be totally livable with the windows up." So I think that concludes what I should be saying in this video. I think that covers it pretty extensively. So I'm ending this video. Thanks for viewing it, people.